Hi guys, welcome to the Blind Girl Experience. My name is Eve Kibare. If you're new to the show, I lost my sight in 2020 due to a blood clot in my brain, and well, life has just taken a whole different tangent. So I've had to learn how to live my life differently, and through that, I am meeting new people, I'm learning new things, I'm having to relearn things that I used to do before, and some things are hard, some things are easy, some things are so complicated, you're like, is it necessary, really? One of the things I struggling with sometimes is like social media. When the app, like I'm usually on Twitter a lot. You can follow me. I'm at Eve Kibz. It tells me EVEKIBZ Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. So mostly I'm on Twitter, and when I get notifications, sometimes I'm not able to read all my notifications because the app just refuses. It refuses, and I'm like, I'm so confused. Why is it doing this to me? So sometimes someone would reply to me and I'm unable to reply back because I can't get there. I go to the notifications and I keep swiping and it just doesn't get me there. So you have to like learn how to balance and not get so annoyed to throw your phone in the dustbin because it's not your phone's fault. It's just learning how to work with the applications because sometimes they are savvy until a certain percentage. So that's what I'm struggling with right now. But I hope that with time I'll be able to learn how to use my phone and the apps and become more savvy, and it will not be as frustrating as it is right now. So yeah, and I'm also meeting new people, and today we have a guest. He will introduce himself and say who he is, what he's about, and he'll tell us his story. And he's also visually impaired, so he'll tell us how he came about this, and we get to know all about him. So welcome, and please introduce yourself, my guest.
Hi guys, hi Eve.
Hi.
My name is Moses Shira, aka CG Moses. I'm the voiceover sheriff, and I'm a voiceover artist by profession, and I'm also a trained radio journalist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm visually impaired, which is awesome.
Wow, look at you looking so happy about it.
Oh yeah, I'm happy about it because I've been able to, overcome the myriad challenges that come with it,
Uh-huh.
from the beginning. But and I've embraced it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you call yourself CJ.
CG.
CG.
Yes.
Okay. What does CG stand for?
CG has two meanings.
Uh-huh.
C and G is Gishoke Shira. That's the first.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm Moses Gishoke Shira. So CG stands for Shira Gishoke.
Uh-huh.
And the second meaning, which is more profound for me, is it represents my mom and dad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Shira and Gadoni. So when I call myself CG Moses, I'm the product of the CG to become the Moses that I am.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Me, I'd call myself WW.
I had one more and I'm on a website.
I know. Literally, if I use my parents plus myself, I am a website.
Ain't that something?
Let's not go there, please. No, let's just use what we all know.
Yeah.
So, you say you're visually impaired. Were you born this way, or what happened?
Oh, no, I wasn't born blind.
Uh-huh.
I had a condition called glaucoma.
Uh-huh.
And let me take you like way back.
Oh,
My
please.
first issue with eyes was detected in 1996.
Uh-huh.
When I think I was in nursery school, and it's my class teacher who noticed that I had issues in my eyes because I couldn't see properly in the blackboard. Just when I'm writing something, I'll go all the way to the blackboard, read it, come back to the desk, and write it down. So when my mom and dad got that information, they took me to Kikuyu Hospital. And from there, I began the medication, eye drops and stuff, going for clinics. But then they didn't realize, they didn't know what they were dealing with then. And it actually took them 10 years for them to realize that, by the way, Moses has got glaucoma. And when they realized it had already messed up with my right eye. So I was scheduled for what do you call it, a procedure, an eye surgery. But then when we went for the booking day, we found that the doctor who was supposed to operate on me, he was from abroad. He had already gone back to his home country.
Oh no.
And we were told, you know what, there's no one else who can do this procedure. You'll just have to find another hospital. And they refused to share the files with me, or even a medical report. So we had to go to another hospital. So we were advised to go to Lyons, right? So when we went there and they didn't have any file on me, they couldn't do the procedure. So they had to start from scratch, like starting from 1996.
Oh my gosh, why would they do that? Is it
You know,
even legal?
Yeah, they didn't have any files.
No, like, is it legal for some, like, the hospital
It's
to
not
refuse
legal.
with
It's not
your
legal.
medical files because
But
they
then-
don't want you to...
They don't want you to go to another hospital.
But they don't have a doctor.
Exactly. That's the irony of it all.
Oh my God.
So I had to start all over again. And
And
then,
how old were you when this was happening?
yeah, I was, by the time I was going for for that procedure, I think it was in, I had just joined high school. It was in around 2007 there, right? And now, because they also didn't know what they were supposed to do with me, and they could not accept to do a procedure which they haven't, taken time to understand. They had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And then for them now, it also took them another whole 10 years
Oh
to gather
my
enough
God.
information about me. Now from 2007 all the way to around 2015,
Yes.
for them to tell me now, yes, now we are sure this is glaucoma and it has already messed up with their right eye and it's affecting their left.
So at this point, you are like blind on one eye, or is it
Yes.
that...
Now I could see with one eye, and the left eye was quite fine, and but the right eye was, let's say 70%
Okay.
there. But then it was getting worse and worse. But all along I had been using glasses because
Yeah.
I got my first glasses in 2001, and all along now I had just been using eye drops and glasses all along. Yeah. So I cleared high school, went to college, cleared.
And at this point, like, when you're deciding, like, how was school like? Because there's, medically speaking, this is what you're going through.
Yeah.
But what was happening emotionally to you? What was happening socially to you? Was it
yeah.
affecting your friendships, your academics? What was going on?
On academics especially, it was crazy because at first, especially when I was in lower primary, my teacher couldn't understand my issue. They'll get a doctor, a letter from the doctor instructing them to put me a meter from the blackboard. And even the doctor would come and check. But the moment he walks out, I'm pushed all the way back.
Oh no.
So I was forced to be copying stuff from my classmates, be it notes, be it whatever, but that was before I got my glasses. Now when I got my glasses, there was a strict instruction to every school that I was going to, that I had to sit
At the
front row,
front.
middle row, the middle column, so that I could be able to see to the far right, to the far left, and also at the center. And around that time now, we moved from Nairobi because we were living in Nairobi. We moved to Nakuru, Mashinani, and life over there again took quite a twist, because I was really you know, lagging behind when we were in town because I didn't even have a pair of glasses.
Yes.
But then when we moved to Shags, I got a pair of glasses, and then I was put on the front row, and I started catching up. Imagine elevating from bottom 3 to top 3 in a matter of a year, and then keeping up that position, because I started being top 3 from class 4 all the way to class 8, and proceeded all the way to high school, still maintaining that kind of position. And I cleared high school with a C+, went to college, did graphic design, even started hustling. I'm still with a good left eye. The right eye is getting worse, but I wasn't getting, you know, worried because, well, I have glasses, and I can see pretty well. And I was quite photogenic, actually.
Right.
You know, it was fun. I started hustling, and in 2015, I had gotten a job in Nakuru as a head graphic designer in a company, and that's when my eyes took quite a twist for me. And when I went back to the hospital, because I was a constant, constantly going for clinics just to check how my sight is going, and I'll get clinics spanning from 3 months even. I would be told, you know, come back in 3 months, come back in 4 months, and I'll do that. So they told me, you know what, your sight is getting worse now. Even the left eye now is getting weaker, even with the glasses now. So we need to save it. We can't save the right because it's beyond repair. So what we can do is we can do a laser procedure on the left, and just maintain what it has, so that you don't end up losing everything. I was like, okay, is it doable? Yes, it is. So I accepted, and it was done. But unfortunately, the doctor decided, you know what, we're gonna scar your retina. So during the procedure, he passed the laser beam over my retina, like doing a signature or something. You know?
Gosh, I'm like, wait, no. This is like watching Grey's Anatomy, and you're like, it can't get worse than this. Then it gets worse, and you're like, no.
Yeah. And see, here's the thing. I was told, you know what, laser procedure is very easy, and you're not even going to be admitted or anything. You'll be done the procedure, and you'll just go home. And in a week's time, you'll be back to work, functioning as if nothing ever happened.
I would buy that too. But
oh man, I bought it so hard, I even had a title deed. And that's what they did. And that was in December 2015 now, because I had 2 laser procedures, one at the end of November and the other at the mid-December. Within a span of 2 weeks, the second one was done. Still on the same eye. So during my recovery, that's when I realized, man, something is wrong with my sight. I can't see the numbers on my phone clearly. And I started thinking maybe it's my glasses that are dusty, Panguza, and still the same issue. So I had an idea. Maybe one of the side effects of laser is cataract. So I can just go back and, they peel up that outer skin, and voila, I'm good. So I went back, and they ran tests on me for a whole month. I'll go there every 2 days of every week for a whole month, and then at the end of that timeline.
This is at Lions?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's at Lions. I walk into the doctor's office after the final tests, and he just leans back after doing a bit nose there, and I'm like, here we go now. Good news, bro. Good news coming. And like, Moses, you're going blind.
Okay, hope it's not the one who told me the same thing, because that man is also at
And
Lions.
I'm like, huh? Yeah, the procedure was done. It was successful, but unfortunately, the doctor scarred your retina, and there's nothing we can do.
Sue him. I'm so pissed.
I was in so much shock.
They're saying it like
Yeah. It's so normal.
like he did something right.
Pole sana, yeah. Oh, and by the way, mulikuja na nani?
Oh my God.
Because you see, I have a scar, right?
Can you imagine?
And when in the hospital, when every time you go for an eye checkup, you have to be applied on this the dilating eye drops
Yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
that make your sight so blurry.
Yes.
Now the scar plus the blurriness, you can barely see a thing. So the thought maybe I had come with someone, and I usually went there alone. So they couldn't understand, so how are you gonna get home? But well, Jipange. So I walked out. I'm in shock. I couldn't talk to anybody.
The apathy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You know that sorry, it's when you hear it from somebody else, it's like it takes you like it
A whole new
yeah, because
plane,
you're
right?
thinking, yeah, I went through that, but now somebody else is saying it. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, and what I'm realizing with this whole situation is that people who are actually in the profession of taking care of the issue are the most apathetic people than the people who actually don't know what the issue is.
And the way they drop the news to
Yeah,
you,
it's like, so
man,
I'm like, do you understand what you've just told me?
you know those words have never left my head. Like the way he said it, and then the tone, like
I know. And
you're
it's,
dropping it on someone so
And-
hard, like, whoa, come on.
and then they're telling you, now go home. We've messed you up. We've messed up your life.
Yeah, we're
Go
sorry.
home.
We're sorry.
Oh my God, I'm
There's
so
nothing
sorry.
you can do.
I am so sorry. Like, I am feeling like I can go fight for your life. I'm thinking, what? But whose rights am I fighting for? I'm also in the same category.
And the worst thing is, when
Yes.
I did the follow-up, like way later after, trying to get back on my feet, to recover, and being advised, what, you can go to another hospital for a second opinion and stuff. I went back there and asked them, I need you guys to give me a copy of my files or do me a medical report so that I can go to another hospital. Because there are some relatives of mine who were willing to take me outside the country to get treated.
Yes.
But they needed to send my files first
And that,
for
oh
the
my
doctor
God, tell
to
me
go
they did
through
the same
them,
thing Kikwe did.
so that they can tell me whether it's possible or not, so that we don't do our trip in vain,
Yeah.
right? And then I go there, and then they're like, "Are you sure you came to this hospital? Are you sure you?"
Oh my God.
I snapped. Boy, did I snap. I was so mad. My best friend almost like
I'm about
tore
to
my
cry.
shirt off because when I was reaching out for that doctor, like, what are you trying to tell me?
You've ruined my
Dude,
life.
you did the procedure on me. Yeah. And now you're trying
Was
to
he
tell me.
Indian?
Yeah.
Ama it was a Kenyan.
He's an Indian.
Oh my God. Can we
We-
have a moment of silence because I'm pissed?
When it-
Like,
man, I was.
so what happened? Like,
He
did you
pulled
beat him
me
up?
away because they thought
Uh.
this guy has come here. He wants the file so that he can, take it to the media.
Oh, please. So did they
And I
ever
was
give
like,
you? Oh
yeah,
my God.
maybe he wants to sue us. And I was like,
You should have
dude,
gone with lawyers though.
you're telling me you cannot give me the file because, what is that again?
Yeah.
You're not sure whether
I was a patient.
I was a patient here. So you don't remember me, sure thing. I mean, you treated a lot of people, but
Yeah.
my file is here.
Do you have a card or something?
This is my card. I even know my card number off head.
Because of the many times you kept going back and
I've
forth.
been here for the last. You have my history of 10 years, and you're telling me I'm not a patient here. And they called security.
So you just went, you and your friend?
Yeah, we just left. And he said, you know, we're gonna sue these guys. But then when I went home, I had quite a lot of thinking, and I was like, if we decide to sue these guys, it's gonna take us so many years, and I'll never recover. I need to get back onto my feet.
I know that's usually the problem. They take advantage of people who are
exactly, because
like
them,
when
they're gonna
come,
they're gonna come here to the court with mega lawyers and stuff. My mom will be forced to sell her little shamba there so that he can support me, because I've lost my job, because I've lost my sight, and you know.
And
I'm
you also
back.
lost your job,
Exactly.
because there's nothing you can do. You can't be a graphic designer when you're
not
blind.
sighted. You see, graphic design is a visual career.
I
if
know.
you cannot see, you cannot design. What are you designing?
Even if he talks, and you see, okay, sorry, this is now on a different tangent. How when, and I'm sure we'll get to that, where people tell you, don't worry, your life will come back to normal. No. If you're a pilot, you can't be a pilot when you're blind. How will you?
What happens is, it will come back to a new normal.
Yeah, but it's not the normal that you're used to.
Not the normal, but
it's
a
okay.
new
You
normal.
can still be a graphic designer. I'm sure there are people who know how to graphic design as blind people. I'm like, please don't talk to me. Don't just go away. Please.
There's someone who told me that, and I was like,
sure.
You know what?
It's not even
we're gonna
consoling.
test it. We're gonna test it, right? Yeah. So I took a tie and blindfolded him and told him, you know what? I need you to go to the window and take a photo. Tell me how awesome that looks. Tell me the ambience. Tell me, you know, the gradients and stuff. And the first thing he did, he stumbled and hit the wall real hard. And he remembered, I was like,
now you understand.
Don't you look awesome in that photo? I mean, did you even take it? No. And here you are telling me that I can
be a graphic designer as a blind person.
Exactly. You can't.
It's the same thing I get as a film. Like you can be a film producer as a blind person. I'm like, you understand film is audiovisual. So
audio.
Yes, the audio
the
part.
The keyword is
audio, visual.
It's a combination
yes,
of them.
There's a lot of visual involved in film. Yeah. That's why people make the video is people are watching the video. You can't see the mistakes. If even let's say if the audio is perfect and the video is not arranged in the right order, you won't know.
You won't.
I won't even correct it. I'll send it to the client and go like, yeah, we've done a good job. And then he'll be like, why is that woman over there? That's not the woman we wanted. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't.
And you did not cut this part.
Yes.
It was supposed to be cut.
I'm like,
I didn't see the cut.
Exactly. So how will you be a film producer? Excuse.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry. So after that,
that was now in 2016. I stayed at home. I couldn't, I was living at my aunt's place and I couldn't tell anybody what happened because I'm in denial.
Yes.
And I don't want anyone to, start looking, to sympathize and, start looking down
on
me.
you.
And stuff that I used to do, I still continue to do, and
so what is this stuff you mean, like stuff?
Doing errands and stuff.
How? You're blind?
No, at that time, my sight was still there. Like I could see a little.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but now, like I was becoming now low vision and stuff. So I was so convinced that I'm not losing my sight that I even decided, I'll be going on my own all the way to Tahoe as I used to and picking up my eye drops from Mumbi house. And I continued doing that. I'll stumble a lot, actually.
You look like a drunk.
Oh, yeah, and then here's the thing. You see, I'm wearing glasses, right?
I know what that is
And
so
when you go stumbling around people, the first instinct is, especially in town, is you're a pickpocketer. So that's why you're bumping into people, you know. And everyone look at me like, oh,
You
dude.
didn't get hassled?
Yeah.
Were you ever mob just, you know,
No.
that is very scary.
No, but I'll tell them I can't see. And then they're like, they'll be skeptical. They'll just let you go, you know. But the worst time was when I went to visit my sister in Kiserian, and on my way back, it was on a Sunday, I alighted at railways, right? And when I'm crossing over now from the matatu to the pavement, another matatu just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because you have tunnel vision somehow.
Yes.
So you can't see the side.
I can see the
Yeah.
sides. I you know, and for me to cross the road now, I had started listening, and I'll gauge from the way that the vehicle is coming,
Yeah.
how the torque, you know, I can tell the speed, and then you can even gauge the distance, and now it will be up to you to either decide to cross or not to cross. And if you're crossing, cross real fast, because, well, much as the vehicle is far away,
Don't joke with railways.
So when I was just crossing the road to get to the pavement, that matatu just came out of nowhere. It was actually overlapping, and it was taking a U-turn, and I didn't see it, fast enough. It was too late. So by the time I was seeing it, it was right next to me, taking that curve. So I jumped. You know, reflexes. I jumped, but now because of that curve and the speed that it was going with, the wind mirror of the left side came directly into contact with my chest when I was like mid in air, just jumping. So the momentum spun me in the air, nikagonga machuma huko, and I was like, what just happened? You know,
Oh my God. I think that was like a wake-up call.
it was a total wake-up call. Dude,
You're
you
blind.
are blind. You can't see.
You can't keep doing this.
You need to stay at home from here on. Whatever happens, you stay at home. But then there was still another feat I needed to accomplish. I'm in railways. I needed to go all the way to, down to archives to get the matatu Zaburu.
Yeah, so like wait, you're in railways, you're down. Umeshaanguka.
Yeah.
So what happens?
I had to wait to get up. It's on a Sunday.
Watu hawakuta saidi, no one helped you?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone is
Going about their business.
going about their
Only what
business,
time
like,
was this?
It was around what? It was around 10:30, 11 there. Around 11.
Usiku.
No mchana.
Okay.
And I had to, catch my breath first because my
Chest was
my chest was like I didn't even feel the pain.
Yeah.
The pain came later. After
yeah.
I had arrived
It's
home.
like the shock.
Yeah, I mean, total shock. But I had to shake it just a bit to make my way home.
Yes.
And lucky for me, I know Nairobi. I know the CBD area.
Yes.
So when I'm walking, like on weekends, guys, vendors, say hawkers, they're all over the streets, the pavements and stuff. So you don't want to stumble upon the stuff, right?
They will hustle you more than
Oh
anyone
man, they will
else.
hustle you bad.
Yes.
Literally hang you there
Yeah.
and sell you.
Because if you're blind, why are you walking
Yeah,
alone?
exactly. And how do you explain that you're blind? You've got
Exactly.
glasses. Boy,
And your eyes
Pay
look normal. So unaenda wapi? Haraka zako. Ungekuwa
Unafanya
kama wewe ni kipofu, kaa kwa nyumba.
Exactly. So
ama utembea na mtu.
Even you know.
I know.
So I came up with a quick plan. So I'm walking in the streets and the vendors here. Sitaki kupitia kwa barabara nitakanyagwa. So I have to maintain
balance.
Balance.
You're walking like this.
So
you're walking on it's like you're breathing in.
Exactly. And here's the thing.
Squeezing yourself.
Because it's on the pavements, they're crowded. So, and I got the tunnel vision and it's still low vision. So I'll follow the guy in front of me. Akidisappear na I hurry up and follow up the next one right there. Because the last thing you need is stepping on people's stuff.
I know.
Man, they will take care of you properly. And in a moment's time, you don't have a phone, you don't have a belt.
I know.
Una kiatu and the next. Yeah. And you're going home.
You got home.
So I made my way all the way to the stage. Boarded the matatu, went home, and I just stayed there. I couldn't even tell my mom. I couldn't tell my cousins.
Auntie, yeah.
I couldn't tell anyone what happened. I was just taking some painkillers. The chest was in pain, like so much in pain.
Is it because you were embarrassed? Is it because you felt like if you let them know that it's like you are exposing your weakness?
Now that was part of it, but now the worst part was I wasn't ready to admit that I cannot see no more, and I wasn't ready for their reaction. Because how do you start to explain to them now how you're going to work? All of a sudden now
it's almost like you want to live in that limbo so that it feels like your sight will come back and you'll go back to the way life used to be.
Exactly. But now this wake-up call started dawning on to me slowly by slowly. And it reached a point now I couldn't hold it no more. I had to tell my mom and I had to tell my brothers because they realized they're sending me some cash to buy medication, but then I'm ending up asking for extra cash to send someone to Tao to get them for me. Umeanza maringo boss, umeanza kubol. Hadi unatumana wezi jipeleka Tao.
Wow, that's their first reaction?
Exactly, because they didn't know. They were thinking, this guy is now becoming lazy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to explain it to them. I had just to break it down to them.
So did you call them all at once or did you say them to them each?
I had to call one person after the other. I started with my big bro, and it was so much shock he couldn't talk to me. Like he didn't know how to react. And now I told my mom, because before that he had called, he had come for a meeting in Tao, a family gathering, and when she was heading back home, she asked that all of us should meet up with her at the terminus. And Mose, being the guy who is not ready to accept all this, showed up big time, took photos, selfies, and he's okay. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, Mom, you know, this and this, the host told me, I'm going blind, and it's true. And I can't go back to Tao to buy medication because juzi nilikuwa Tao na niligongwa na
gari.
I held it. Uligongwa na nini? Niligongwa tu. So they, after pressing me for so long, I told them niligongwa na gari. And now they realize by then, now this is serious. So it reached a point now they called one of my aunties who is really close to me. They live in Nanyuki. And the auntie was like, no, we need to take, he needs to come to Nanyuki and, you know, just blow off some steam. Cool down, relax, see if maybe a change of scenery
will help.
So in December 2016, I went to Nanyuki on my own. I'm still not ready to like give it up. Like, come on, I'm still the Mose. And I showed up. wacha sijapotea na nyuki, sijai kuwa huko. For the first time I totally got lost.